I'm glad you're all here today. And again, this will be available to be listened to later on the Territorium site. I'm Kathy Perlov, and I'm a director of product management at ETS. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing you to the team at Territorium, who as of November 1st will be delivering the HEIghten Outcomes Assessment Suite. During this hour, they will share with you how their digital ecosystem will provide even more value to your assessment. As the world's largest private educational testing and measurement organization, nonprofit ETS is known for assessments built on rigorous research and an uncompromising commitment to quality. Our mission is to advance quality and equity in education. And to that end, we deliver groundbreaking research and learning solutions to help students, educators, schools, businesses, and more to understand what's possible and then identify the steps to get there. Our experts are passionate about improving learning and continually look to better understand how people learn in order to explore new, more inclusive ways of learning, measurement, and instruction. These are activated through emerging technologies and collaborations with other pioneers in the field to keep pace with learners' needs, which is why ETS has licensed the HEIghten content to be administered within Territorium's powerful digital ecosystem. By licensing the HEIghten brand, there is opportunity to impact more learners, as well as seamlessly integrating with the rest of the Territorium digital products. Now let me turn you over to Guillermo Elizondo, CEO of Territorium, for more details about that value Territorium brings to the HEIghten users.
We are in the HEIghten Outcomes Assessment within our Territorium digital ecosystem. I will explain you a little bit more about our ecosystem and how it works and how it goes from assessment, learning, to even employability, and creates a full place for measuring skills and competencies on students. And the HEIghten assessment brings a lot of value to our ecosystem, and we hope to bring a lot of value to you as a HEIghten user. So the HEIghten assessment includes all the 5 modules: the civic competency and engagement, critical thinking, intercultural competency, quantitative literacy, and written communication. All the content is current and official from ETS, and all the reports will be available, the same reports that you already had. Now I will explain you a little bit about the ecosystem of Territorium and how it works. And at the end, we will have a demo of how you will buy an assessment online, how you can activate your credits, how can you assign cohorts, apply the test, and also how the whole ecosystem works. So just a little bit about Territorium. We believe that learning happens everywhere. We strongly believe that no matter where you at, in the classroom, outside the classroom, on assessment, we can measure the skills and competencies students are developing. We can get the evidence of what students are doing so that we can create a complete profile based on skills and competencies. Basically, what we are trying to solve is this miscommunication that exists between what companies think of what they're looking for, what education providers give to students, and how we can create a common language between the education side and the job market side through skills, by understanding the competencies that students are developing on all their courses, on all their learning experiences. How can we show that through assessment and really help students to move from education to work? That's a lot of our purpose as a company. Also helping them to understand which are the skills that they're developing and how the courses and the learning experiences that they are living will help them to develop the skills needed into their career pathways. So a lot of what we do is creating a common language based on skills. We strongly believe that every learning experience counts inside and outside the classroom. And we focus a lot on understanding which are the gaps on the skills that students are developing. How can we give alerts when a student is going off track, and help institutions so that the students can have success. Some of our customers and strategic partners, one of our most important strategic partners is ETS, and we are collaborating in this project for HEIghten. We work with College Board and other organizations like Broward County Public Schools, UDC, University of District of Columbia, Morgan State University. We have large implementations at like SENA in Colombia. It's a countrywide implementation with 2 million students using our platform every day, and we're measuring the skills and competencies they are developing, and they are using the several parts of our ecosystem. We have 9 million users worldwide. Most of our customers are in the American continent. So we work in the US, we work in Latin America, in multiple countries from Mexico, Colombia, Chile, Argentina that are using our platform. So what's our ecosystem? Our ecosystem focuses on having a digital wallet, a digital profile of the student with all the competencies and skills that they develop in multiple places. So around this digital wallet, we have tools for assessment. That's where HEIghten will live within our assessment marketplace and our platform that delivers assessment and remote proctoring solutions. We also have learning in which we map each of the courses and we go within the courses to the assignments, the projects that students are doing to show evidence that the students are developing certain skills. And we map in a very granularized way each of the activities they are doing to each of the statements within a competency standard. We then use all this data for student success, for understanding where the student is going off track, giving alerts to the university, to the institution, and also helping them to move into the job market. With all the data of their skills and competencies, we help on employability and also on career and personal growth for students. Our mission is helps college students get the jobs that they want, and our ecosystem includes the ETS AI, that is basically a platform where HEIghten outcomes assessment will live, the Territorium comprehensive learner record that helps university measures and track competency-based education and drive student employability, and the LXP, the learning management system. We work with multiple institutions around the world. Here are some examples of our customers. Now, I will start with ETS AI, our assessment platform that includes an assessment marketplace. It includes where you will buy the HEIghten assessment. It also includes a platform where you can deliver assessment. You can upload your own tests, your own items, and deliver tests through our platform. And it also includes a remote proctoring module, so you can decide that the test that you will apply will be remote proctored or not. It's a very easy to use platform, very cost effective, that will help you to deliver the HEIghten assessments and also deliver any assessment that you need. So the ETS AI, we have applied 2 million tests in total. We had 100,000 concurrent tests that we have applied at the same time. We have cloud processing, anomaly reporting, so we can give anomalies using remote proctoring. We use AI in two ways. One way is helping map the items of an assessment into competency standards, but also we use AI for remote proctoring service, for getting alerts when a student is not there, or someone else is helping, or someone else is giving them the answers. We can have proctors and monitors that will use the AI, question banks, and the highest level of security. A lot of our tests that are applied on this platform are high stakes tests, so we have the maximum level of security. Here's an example of how you do the monitoring on the case you decide to do a remote proctored test, and we will show you a demo of how it works. Now I will go on the whole ecosystem of Territorium. The DNA of the Territorium ecosystem is the is our CLR, our comprehensive learner record, that goes into the digital wallet of the student. It's an evidence-based record. So normally we will have the traditional transcript with courses, grades, GPA. On that CLR, you can have all the competencies and skills a student develop, no matter where. They can be co-curricular achievements, they can be within a class, the assignments, the activities the students are doing. We pull that evidence automatically from your LMS on the case of the courses, and we also pull it, the items of the assessment that are mapped into competency standards. So if we compare a traditional transcript with a CLR, in a traditional transcript, you will have normally courses and grades. I always use this example. So if you're hiring an accountant in a company, you don't care a lot if they took accounting A or accounting B, or they got an A on accounting or a B on accounting, because it doesn't tell you what they can do. You're really interested if they can manage a P&L or they can manage a balance sheet. and it doesn't tell you if they got a B what they cannot do also. So a lot of what we do in the CLR is show evidence of their competencies and the things that students can do. We show progress of how students are progressing on their competencies. We show the pieces of evidence and all their achievements, no matter where they got them. And we put this within a whole ecosystem in which we integrate your LMS, your SIS, and we also pull data from the assessments that students are taking to create a profile. We put it on a digital wallet in the blockchain so that the student can own this data and have the privacy of this data, and also compare that to what the job market is asking, show that to the job market, find gaps on what they have on their skills, and go back and give recommendations of learning experiences. Also, at the same time, we give recommendations to the job market. Hey, take a look at these students that have the skills that you are looking for. So really, we create a whole ecosystem that has assessment, that has learning, that we map that learning into competencies and skills, that students own that data through their whole lifetime, and also this will help them to get into the job market. So the benefits for HEIghten customers, you now can buy credits of assessmenttterritorium.com. On Monday morning, you will receive an email from us with your user and password as an administrator on our platform, where you can buy now the HEIghten assessments. You can decide if you want them to be remote proctorate or not proctored assessment, and now they're available. And also, we will have a special opportunity to try the whole ecosystem. So we are giving a free trial for 1 semester up to 300 students on one academic course for using our CLR. And also, we will give you 100 credits also on remote proctoring so that you can try our remote proctoring solution. Kiko Suarez, if you want to present yourself, he will be your direct contact.
Hello, everyone. My students call me Professor Suarez. Some people call me Dr. Suarez, but you can call me Kiko, and I will be your firefighter and your advocate. So at any time you need help, please do not hesitate. Phone, text, email, whatever you need. I have a title in this company. My title is Vice President of Higher Education and Workforce Development. But for you, I'm your SPOC, your single point of contact.
Thank you, Kiko. And now I will present you Gerardo. He's our CTO, and he will show you a demo on how you will buy a HEIghten assessment on our ecosystem, and also on how the assessment will be delivered to students. Something important, we will be having a series of webinars during the next month in which we will be inviting you to see how certain processes on our platform works and how each part of the ecosystem works. So thank you very much. And now Gerardo will show you a big picture of how the demo works.
Thank you, Guillermo. Nice to meet you all. So let me start sharing my screen. Okay, awesome. So by Monday, you will receive an email from us with your username and password. This username and password, and obviously the link, live.territorium.com. It will be on that email for sure. Having that, you can log in with your username and password. In this case, I'm using a university demo that stands for the admin of a university I created for this webinar. So I will log in. What I see first, and this is important also to mention, students will also enter through the same link. So you can also, as an admin and as a user of this platform, could have tests and you could take them. So that's something important. But we will enter to the admin side and we'll start creating our cohorts, administrations, and all the steps we need to follow to have this HEIghten assessments ready. So you will click on your name, and you will see, in this case, I see university demo. You will see the name of the university. Once I click on it, it will I will go to the admin side, and if you see the menu, we have multiple options. We will see them in a moment, but I will mention a brief summary of each one. So we have the first thing, the marketplace, in which we can find the HEIghten assessments and make purchases and buy them and order and directly pay them with credit card. And we will, by the next week, we will add the ACH method also. We have the administrations in which we create these cohorts and we assign this test to our students. The assessment section is the place in which we can create surveys and assign them to the cohorts or administrations. The CLR that Guillermo mentioned previously is basically how we can map not just these HEIghten assessments, but also other kind of learning experience and learning activities with our learning outcomes. And that will then be mapped in the digital wallet to students, and they will see their credentials, their skills through this digital wallet. And the configuration section, that's basically the part in which we create students, we create learning experience. I will show you how this works. But let's start by buying a HEIghten test. So I'm on the marketplace section. I can see 5 different assessments. I will buy a critical thinking test. So I'll click on it. I see 2 options. I can order it or buy it with proctoring or with AI proctoring. Both options are available. And I also can define how many tests I need. In this case, let's say, well, I have 20 students, and I will assign 20 different tests to these students about critical thinking. So once you're ready, you add to cart, and we can continue buying other tests, or we can go and proceed to checkout. So I'll click on this button on my navigation bar. I can see the summary of the products I am buying. I can change the amount of tests, in this case I'm buying, or if I'm ready, I can proceed to payment. In this case, I will use a credit card demo. So I'm adding all the options. Once I've filled it out, here will be the other option, ACH, to pay also with that protocol. So once I'm ready, I click on Pay Now. And so once the payment has succeeded, I'm ready to proceed to the next steps. So I'll go first to the learner sections in which we can create new students. We have the option of creating manual users, or we can upload them through an XLS template. So you can export it, import it, and students will be uploaded automatically. In this case, I already created some students. Now that I have some students, I will go to the learning experience section. What is this? So this is also part of the CLR concept. The learning experience is basically a representation, a space in which learning takes place. It could be a course, it could be a webinar, it could be a hackathon, or it could be a test. In this case, we're talking about HEIghten test. So HEIghten test will provide us let's say, evidence of how are they progressing. So in this case, I will create a learning experience, and this will also help me to reutilize this group of students in different administrations. So I don't need to create or assign them every time I want to create an administration or a cohort for the same group of students. So I click on create. In this case, I will name this learning experience as HEIghten test fall 2021. I can assign some students here. And in this case, issuer, it's basically who's responsible for this learning experience. Once I'm ready, well, I click on submit, and you will see this learning experience in this list. So once we create the learning experience, I will go now to show you how to create new service. And this service have the option of creating new different type of questions. So I already created 4 questions for my survey. I will create another question. I will name it survey question number 5. I can select the question type. We have single choice, multiple choice, drop down, fill in the blank, and open response. In this case, I will use single choice. It's a question for a survey. The scoring type, I will say it has no value. I can create a tag or assign a tag to this question for future use cases, and this will simplify me when I want to find this question. So now I will add the question here. Let's say we will ask the student before they take the test. Let's say, where are you from? This is just a question. US, and I would say Mexico or anything else. I would say also Canada. So once I have my question ready, I click on the create button. I see my question below. And once we have questions, we can create new forms. The forms are basically a way to group these questions. I already created 2 different forms. Let's say I will create a new form. I have 3 type of service. I will say this form
just for the people on the call. This is also options if you want to assign or create a new test and you want to use our platform to apply that assessment. However, well, the HEIghten assessment is already uploaded on the platform, and we will show you how the students can take that HEIghten assessment. Yeah,
this is just I'm explaining in the context of adding a survey, a personalized survey to a HEIghten assessment, but this could also be used to create your own assessments as you wish. So in this case, I'm adding, let's say I want, in this type of survey, I want 3 questions and these specific questions. So once I'm ready, I click on create. You will see your survey right here. So so far we have we enter the marketplace. We have the critical thinking, or we have 10 available tests of critical thinking. I added learners or students. I created a learning experience, and I created a survey. So now we're ready to go to the administration or cohort section. So I'll click on the dashboard button, and we have the new administration. I'll click on it. I have to name this administration. I'll say it's critical thinking fall 21, and I will just say for the webinar. So I'll search for the product, in this case, critical thinking. I can choose also the available dates, and I'll look for my HEIghten learning experience. So this will automatically this is automatically assigning to the learners I have in the learning experience this test. I can assign a survey here. I will assign the survey we just created. I could also use my AI proctoring credits, that one I bought with the critical thinking product. And once I'm ready, I could also say the students will see the score when they finish. Once I'm ready, I will click on submit, and we can see our newly created administration or cohort. So now that we have this cohort ready, I'll enter as a student and I'll take the test. So let me log out. And I have a student user and password. So well, I had different tests assigned. So I'm entering my critical thinking test. Before you take the test, and for demonstration purposes, we are not using also lockdown browser, Respondus lockdown browser, to have a secure environment while taking the test. This is just when the test is proctored. So students will see the option of having this to take it on the Respondus lockdown browser. They will click on start, and it will automatically be taken to lockdown browser. So I see a couple of instructions. Once the student's ready, they click on start. As you can see, this is being AI proctored. So I have this camera, and it starts looking for a suspicious activity, suspicious behavior. If you're recognized or unrecognized, if you have suspicious objects, if you're not detected, that's also an anomaly for the AI-based proctoring. So I start taking my test. This is the survey questions I just created. I just added 3 questions. And once I'm ready, it will take me directly to my, in this case, critical thinking test. So you start choosing an option. So once you're finished, I will go directly to the end, and I will submit my test. In this case, I've completed it, and that's when you finish and taking the test. If you have more available tests, you will see it here directly. And I will just explain it briefly, but we will see it in a future webinar. Guillermo mentioned we will be scheduling specific topics for each webinar, but let me now show you. I'll enter again as an admin from my university demo. I'll go to my university. So the CLR, for example, you can see critical thinking has some progress, and that's because the new created student and the student that just finished the test scored some specific learning outcomes of critical thinking. So I created this critical thinking learning outcome, and I related these learning outcomes or learning statements to my critical thinking test. So that's why each item of critical thinking can be related to different learning outcomes. And I can show you also the digital wallet and how it looks from a student's perspective. So I have the TU wallet. I'll enter with so I will see my progress. In this case, I have critical thinking, and I can see how I'm progressing on the different learning outcomes that critical thinking has. And this also can be converted or created as a credential or badges each time a student completes a learning outcome. And in this case, we could, for example, once critical thinking is completed or a particular statement, this will automatically trigger a badge or a credential in my digital wallet. And just the technical stuff is blockchain. It's a blockchain credential, let's say it like that. So this is basically part of what the student also can have and can achieve through the digital wallet.
Now, well, we're already receiving some questions and answers on the chat. However, if you have any other question, you can also post it on the chat. Well, if there are no more questions, thank you very much for your time today. It was a pleasure having this presentation for you. We will share the recording with you. Oh, great. There is another question. Is there anything that has to be downloaded or is entirely web-based? So it is entirely web-based only if you decide to have a remote proctored assessment. The student will need to download Lockdown Browser, or if they already have Lockdown Browser downloaded, they can use the Lockdown Browser for the test. If it's not proctored, then they don't need to download anything. The current program workshop inventory, the actual, if you already have inventory, you have until December 31, basically the rest of this year, to consume that inventory is still on ETS platform, and the new that you buy, it will be delivered through Territorium. Okay, I'm just saying that you have thousands. Yeah, we will contact you directly, Sarah, and for those cases, we're working with ETS and we will transfer the inventory so that you can use it on Territorium at the beginning of next year. Go ahead, Tracy, if you want to.
So for the folks out there wondering about any ETS inventory, we're going to run a final report at the end of the year. And then from that, we will work with Territorium on how to make sure you don't just lose your inventory. So that's either transferred credits over to Territorium, or if you're using another ETS product, we can also do exchanges in that respect as well. So yeah, we will be following up. We're going to look at all that inventory. We will follow up. If you don't hear from us, don't hesitate to reach out. It just may take us some time to get to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, but the important thing is that you're not losing the inventory.
No, we'll make sure you're taken care of.
That's right. Yeah, you will have access to score reporting and data downloads, and we will also send you this list of webinars with the specific topics. And one of the topics that we will send you for the next month will be reporting and data. Yeah, you will have access on the data download to all the detailed data from the student, from each of the items, what they answered, if they changed the answer, how many times, all that information will be on that report. Go ahead, Tracy, you're muted.
For any historical ETS data, we are going to work out a way for that to get transferred to Territorium, but it will most likely be your responsibility to download your data and provide it to them. Legally, we can't just give them your data without your permission, but if you give them your data, then that's you making that call. So that is most likely what will happen. We're working on that now, so details will be coming. And we are keeping, just as another aside, we are keeping all reporting available within Program Workshop through the end of June 2022. So you'll have 6 months after testing is cut off to download any data that you have in Program Workshop. And just because just also so you know, all of that data also sits in the data warehouse at ETS. So we will have it at ETS as well if for some reason you missed that 6-month window.
Yeah, if you want to answer this one, Gerardo, from Kristen.
Yeah, so that's also another option. The option in which you just send the code and the students need to enter their information by their own. There are the two options, basically.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in this case, you can send them the code, or you can upload emails and they will receive the email, whichever is best for you. Okay, so well, if there's no more questions, thank you very much for your time today. Also, if you had any questions after this webinar, we will have more webinars with specific topics, and you can also contact us whenever you need, so that we can help you. Kiko will be happy to answer your questions and help you in all the process.
That's great, Guillermo. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
I think Sarah and Haley are writing something.
Sarah, I'm going to pull all of this and we'll send it out as well. So if you miss it, don't worry about it.
Well, thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a nice day.
Bye.